Hi, it's Jessica with JZ Knits, and I'm so excited to give you an update on all things that I've been knitting, making, wearing, and share a regular podcast update with you today. So I'm a little limited on time today, just got out of work and got some fun weekend plans. So I did want to just make sure I took some time to give you an update on all things knitting since it is November and I felt like it's been a while since I've caught you up. I've got some new makes in the plan, some things that I'm thinking about making, so I'll share that with you and have some updates. I've had some great knitting time over the last few weeks too, so I'll share an update with you on how I've been doing on some of my projects and a new cast on. But I did want to start out with sharing what I am wearing, and this feels like, I keep saying it's an elevated knit. This is my Cleo blouse. It's a design by Irene, and I think last time I showed you, like, it was just kind of a thought and something that I wanted to make, but I love this blouse so much, and it really is. It just feels like an elevated blouse. Like, I don't think the camera will pick up just how luxurious of a knit this really is, but it's so soft. It's like a silk and mohair, and I picked this yarn up from Fiberfest. It's Nordicstar yarns, and it's the silk mohair is held for the body with one strand of silk mohair held for the body, and then on the edges, on the button band, the collar, and on the edges of the sleeves, you hold the silk mohair with one strand of DK. So I felt like the project went by pretty quick. It was a quick knit, and I think too, like, I was just so excited to get it done. I've worn it a couple times already, wore it to work. I got so many compliments. So many people wanted me to make it for them, but as you knitters know, it's really hard to make a huge project like this for somebody. But, and the buttons, I don't remember where I picked these up. I think I may have picked these up from Michael's. But I do feel like this gold color button just really adds an elevated look to it. And I've got just a simple kind of tank underneath it that's the same color. I've got two of them this color. I've worn this one's like a more of a silkier one, and then I have a cotton one, but I really like it. And the mohair, it's not too heavy, it's not too sweaty, it's not itchy. This is probably my favorite sweater right now. I know I always say that, but it really is. So you may see me wear this pretty often. So awesome finished object. I'll insert a couple pictures too so you can see, but yeah, Irene Lynn, Cleo blouse. As far as modifications, I made the size 3 and made it pretty exact to pattern. The only additional thing that I did was I did take in a couple stitches for waist shaping. I just didn't want it like coming out this far. And then other than that, and like added 2 inches of length, which you'll probably consistently see that I will always do, is add 2 inches because my torso tends to be very long, but 10 out of 10. Yarn and project match together so perfectly. So definitely a favorite of mine. And I also, got to knit it from my Fiberfest stash bag. So here's where my bag is, and I was glad that I was able to get some yarn out of that. We'll see this bag dwindle down. So I'll give you an update on, this is my latest, like, what I'm wearing, my latest finished object. Another finished object that I want to share with you is, I'm perplexed on this thing. So this is, and I don't remember the name of the blouse now, but I was so excited to finish it last time. And I'll put the name, I just can't remember off the top of my head. I should have wrote down some good show notes, but I was so excited about this, and it seemed like it was fitting so much better before it blocked. And I did a swatch, I blocked the swatch, but sometimes this happens with yarn, and it just happens, like, the weight of when the yarn is on the needles and it's hanging down, it does sometimes just stretch when you have a finished project. And I also didn't follow the Ghost Whisperer tee by Park and Knit, so got that name there. But I didn't follow the exact type of yarn that she recommended. She did recommend more of a mohair, and the pattern was great, super easy to follow. Maybe just the boucle with that yarn, even though in my head it wasn't matching. I thought I could just do what I wanted to do. You know, perhaps a modification could be to pick up less stitches underneath the arms. And actually I'll just try it on so you can see. So I'm gonna pause it and try it on really quick so you can see that fit. Okay, you know, 10 seconds later, the magic of trying it on. So here it is, and I'll kind of stand so you can see how it fits. It's just, it feels like a bit wide in the body and then in the sleeves. So I don't know, I've just kind of put it in timeout and put it off to the side, and I don't have the heart just yet to tear it out or even weave in the ends. I've got it sitting to the side, and I tend to do that when I have a project and I don't actually like love how it fits. The yarn, gorgeous. The yarn, soft. I do love it. I think it would make a really good, maybe just a plain tee. Maybe I don't need all of this material. So I guess I could modify it and pick up less stitches and not have this kind of extra stitch and sleevage going there. So that might be an option, but knowing that I have that much extra yarn, I may want to just make it longer and thinner. So I don't know if you have ideas and what I should do with it, or you just, I don't know, but like it, but I don't love it, and I don't think it's something that I would wear all of the time. So there's that. I'll decide what I want to do with it later, because I'm just so excited. I've got so many more things that I want to knit and make that if I have decision paralysis and don't want to start on something, that I won't. Okay, so the next thing I want to update you on is my works in progress, the active works in progress, the other things that I've been working on that I've showed you before. So not much progress on my Wicked socks. I don't recall where I last left off. So I have knit on them. I'm ready to start the heel, and I think I'll try to work on this probably within the next week. My friend and I are going to go see Wicked together. We've got plans, but she's come down with a little bit of something, so we don't want to go see it right away. So I'll probably wait, give it a week or two until she kind of feels a little bit better, and then we can go. And if I get to, I thought I wanted to like have them done and wear them to Wicked. So new plan. See, we can always make adjustments. New plan. I think I'll finish the heel and turn the heel at least on one of them, and then I'll be able to do some like stockinette knitting during the movie. And so it's a part 1 and 2 Wicked socks, but there's an update on that. And then my other pair of socks, I've gotten a lot further. So these are, I told you all, my favorite team is the Chicago Bears. I finished one sock, and then I started on my second sock, which is, a good place to be, given it's week 12 of the football season is about to start, so more than halfway over, and I'm more than halfway done with my socks. So by the time, the season ends, and I think they're going to make it to playoffs, they've been doing so good, I will have a finished pair of socks to wear. So excited about these. These I've only been working on while the Bears play. So it's kind of a fun little project, put a lot of love into it. So the next project that I want to give you an update on is a new cast on, and this has been going, and so this came out of my Fiberfest bag, and I don't have the labels with me, but I think I can go off of memory. So this is the Clematis blouse, and it is stunning. This asymmetrical blouse is just so gorgeous. It's knit so interestingly because it looks like a cardigan, and it kind of is, but the way that you knit it, starting on the back and then pick up for the front, but with the front you're making 2 panels, this right side panel and then the left side panel, and then so it really is I'll show you. So it is a cardigan with these button openings. So I did, kind of make the buttons, and it is an opening, but you do sew the top down the way that you're picking up the stitches. You do sew the top down. So it is kind of like a pullover on the top, because to get that asymmetrical look is kind of how that is made. So I want to share these buttons. I love these buttons, and I've said this before, but I think elevating your projects with some nicer buttons that really go with it. They're like this really pretty, like amber color. I got these on a recent trip to New York City, and from a little shop, and I think they just fit this project so perfectly. And I knit on this. I casted this on just before I left for the trip. Was able to work on it during the trip here and there. And by the time I got home, I was almost to the point of, you know, finishing up the body. I've been working on the sleeves over the last couple days, and probably by tomorrow, because I'm on the cuff of sleeve 1, and I'm positive by the time I do some evening knitting and by tomorrow, I most likely could finish that second sleeve. And I think it's going to, you know, block out really nice. But I used a combination of 2 different yarns. I used Brooklyn Tweed Imbu in the sport weight, and for, you know, kind of, oh, here, I'll just show, I'll show what I have here. Let me go and get the labels really quick so I can give the right like color names or whatever. Right, okay, back. So yeah, Imbu Sport is what I've used as, you know, kind of the main color. It's a sport weight gauge, Brooklyn Tweed, and the color is called Lantern. And it's a 3-ply, like so soft, love it. And then I've held it with this Twisted Ambitions yarn. I bought 2 skeins of this in this color amber. Oh my gosh, I love that it's called amber, because I feel like the buttons give off this amber color. It's in called Seriously Surrey Alpaca Silk Lace, 65% baby Surrey Alpaca, 35% silk, and 2 skeins of this. And I just feel like it goes together so perfectly. So you see how there can be like 2 different oranges. Oh, look at my orange nails. I mean, yeah, a total thing. Orange is the color right now for me this fall. But when they come together, the way it marls, it's such a gorgeous fabric. And I don't know how it's coming across on camera, but it's so soft. It doesn't have, you know, any kind of itch. It's just soft to the touch. You can even put it in your face. It's so cozy. This is going to be another elevated knit, but you know, the buttons, asymmetrical, it just feels blouse-like. I think it'll look even really good with some dress pants. I'll be able to wear it to work. So I've been I really want to get this done quickly, because I mean, it's getting to be late November. I want to be able to wear it like in November. So, all right, come on, Jessica. Like, this was kind of like my birthday knit to myself. I just celebrated my birthday a couple days ago. So, just really excited about this, and I'll probably have a finished project over the weekend. So those are all of my active whips. I should have been further along on another project that I told you I'd be starting soon, and I didn't. But I'll tell you 2 more projects that I am going to cast on this weekend. I have to. So my daughter is going to Chicago in a couple weeks, and she asked for kind of like a bonnet kind of snood situation. So I have 2 skeins of this, and she's really into this like burgundy maroon color. I have 2 skeins of this wool stock worsted. I think I purchased this from On the Lamb, a local yarn store over in Grapevine. So I'm pretty sure I got this from there. So 2 skeins of this in the color Cranberry Compote. Oh, kind of similar to this, but I thought I would need a 3rd one. I was thinking of doing, you know, a bonnet with this, and then like almost making it long with 2 scarves, or 2 ends of a scarf kind of coming down. But she said that it doesn't have to be too big. She's gonna already wear a separate scarf. It's really the bonnet and then long enough for some ties. So I think I'm just gonna see what I can do. I saw, you know, on Ravelry there's a few bonnets that I was looking at. I don't know if I'll buy a pattern or just kind of self-draft and figure it out, but that I have to cast on this weekend because she's leaving in like a week and a half, and I have to have that done for her. So that'll be my next project. And then, oh, I feel so late to the game. I need a Christmas sweater for myself. I still haven't casted that on. I've just had kind of decision paralysis, but I showed you all last time the 4 colors that I want to use for my Christmas sweater. And so I've got these will be my CCs, my contrast colors. And then I do have 3 skeins of this, and I could pick up more if I need to. My local yarn store has it, McKinney Knittery, but this is Penelope yarn, Derurum Natura. I think I don't want to do a really heavy long sleeve one, well, time wise, and I just don't, time wise for the most part, but it gets warm here in Texas. Like, it is 72 right now, and it is November 21st, and I mean, it's like a month-ish until Christmas. So yeah, I don't want anything big and heavy. I've been wearing more short sleeve things, so we'll see. It probably should be long sleeve, but Christmas cast on has to start this weekend because I need to be able to work on that. So there's a couple patterns that I've been thinking of. So, I mean, what I would really, really like to do is a combination of, I don't remember what the pattern is called, but like a combination of, because last time I said I wanted to do like from the doodle book, the doodle directory, do like a mixed kind of doodle type of sweater, but I really like the look of like the Christmas trees and bows. So maybe I can buy that bow sweater pattern and then one with Christmas trees, and there's a free one out there, and kind of do a combination. I don't know if that's too ambitious, but then, you know, of course in the red and green, and use that, and then maybe throw in some contrast with these 2 colors. I don't know, but I really love the idea of like Christmas trees and bows. So, but I've got to make a decision this weekend, and it'll happen. I have to make myself something Christmassy because I want to, and I think that will be fun to do. So next I will also share an update on some other things that I'm thinking about making. So probably by the time I give you an update next time, like I'll have these items cast on. This will be done like really quickly. I feel like I can make this in, I don't know, 4 or 5 days if I really put some good knitting time to it. My sweater will be my main project that I'm working on, and then I'll work on those socks a little bit behind the scenes. But I don't know if this is too ambitious, it might be, but I do have these Christmas socks. I don't know if this is just a next year thing. Maybe it is a next year thing. I don't know. But I have this Christmas sock yarn that was in my bag. That's in my Fiberfest bag. And I do want to make myself Christmas socks, but look how long those other socks are taking. So maybe I should do something else with this. I don't know. I'm going to think more about this, but I do want to make myself Christmas socks. It could be next year. I don't know. And then my acquisitions have made me want to cast on some other things, but I gotta finish, Jess. Okay, so my daughter and I, right before my birthday, took a trip to New York City, and it was my first time going. We had so much fun doing all of the things. We went to a Broadway show. We went to see Hell's Kitchen, which I'm a huge Alicia Keys fan. I feel like my daughter like grew up listening to Alicia Keys. Like, quick side note, I remember when Alicia Keys like first came out, won her first Grammy. I have this vivid memory of like nursing my daughter in the chair when the Grammys were on and she was accepting her first award. So I just feel like she's been around all of my daughter's life. So we saw the Hell's Kitchen show. It was so good, you know, kind of setting the tone to her music. So that was really good. And we ate our way through New York, lots of great food, pizza, like all of that. And then I got the opportunity to go to 4 different yarn stores. So I'm not gonna go into like deep detail on each of the yarn stores and all of that, but I'll tell you a little bit about maybe just one of them that was my favorite and that I was able to acquire and get even more items from. And then I'll share with you, you know, some of those acquisitions and things that I purchased. So, excuse the crinkle, like here's a new bag I need to work down, you know, including this too. But let me go ahead and empty all of this stuff out. So I had started at the very first thing I bought was this Sager soft yarn, and then I got this from one store, and then also bought this from my second store. I was thinking I could make myself a hat. I don't feel like I've got a tone of this kind of tone, this like maroon kind of burgundy color hat, and I want to make myself something. So this could be a near future cast on to make myself a hat. And this yarn is, Juniper Moon Farm Rambouillet, extra fine Rambouillet wool, but I thought these would be great to hold together. And I just got one of these skeins from each of the first 2 stores we went to. I think one of them was Downtown Yarns in Manhattan, and then the other one was it West Village Yarns. The stores, you know, as you would expect in New York City, they're great, just, you know, quite a bit smaller than what I'm used to living here in Texas. I don't realize how spoiled I am here with the size of the yarn stores and how much items that they do have, but glad that I was able to find some things. And then the next day we had went over to Brooklyn, and I was able to find a few things from there too. So maybe I'm mixing up what I got from what store, but I did pick up this gorgeous mecha from Malabrigo, and the color is called Glitter. And I love this. I thought this could be a nice like scarf for myself. I feel like I used to be so into, when I first started knitting, making so many like scarves and shawls, and I've just taken a break from it since I started sweaters. But this would go with my coat, and so I think I need to make myself a scarf. I don't have any scarves or shawls that will go with my like current coat, so definitely need that. So this could be a future cast on and project, even though I don't know what the project would be. And then we also went to Brooklyn Tweed. I found so many awesome things at Brooklyn Tweed, and this yarn is Daylights by Harrisville Designs. Daylights' color is Bloodshot. So this is going to make the most gorgeous textured top. I don't know what it will be yet, but it just texture is what I know this yarn will be, and it's so soft. This is American Caramel and Wool. It's a DK, and 250 yards, 100 grams per skein, and it kind of has a little like pink sheen to it, but I want to cast on something soon with it in just a nice textured kind of top, so not quite sure what it'll be. And then from Woolen, another store over in Brooklyn that we went to, I picked up this Blue Sky Fibers in the color, it's a Surrey Alpaca, and 53% Surrey Alpaca, 40% Hawaii Alpaca, so in the color Sumac. And I love this red. I mean, honestly, I was thinking, do I make another top like this? Something kind of sheer. I love the look of like the sheerness. And I think this yarn would do really well with that. So really neat acquisition. This was from Woolen and Brooklyn Tweed. We felt very limited in time when we were in New York, but if I had to go back and go to like 2 stores only, I would go to Brooklyn and go to Woolen and Brooklyn Tweed. Again, those were definitely my top 2 favorites. And I did also pick up some fabric. Actually, I will share, my daughter gifted this to me for my birthday. She got me this, and also which one was it? Oh, this fabric, which is this like Christmassy fabric, which is just so pretty. I love poinsettias, so I was really excited to get those items. A couple more acquisitions. So after I got back from my trip, wanted to get some more Christmas fabric. So we had went to a couple local fabric stores around here in the DFW area and picked up some fabric, and then also got some charm packs. I want to do a skirt, like I don't know if I'll do it right away, but kind of some charm packs. I'd like to make like a flowy skirt. I think that would be really fun to make. Oh, and then also this was the one from Brooklyn Tweed. This actually was from here. This was the poinsettia one I got from Brooklyn Tweed. And then the last thing I acquired when I was in New York, were some buttons. And so I've talked about liking elevated buttons. So picked up these ones. I thought, oh, those can go good with, oh, look it, those can go really good together. So that might be a project. And then I got 2 other button sets too. So great acquisitions. Cannot wait to get started with all of these knittings, but I'll continue to give you all updates on some of those newer acquisitions and how I use them down. Now I'm gonna have like 2 big bags to try to work down. I said before I want to do like 1 project a month, but for my new acquisitions, but I may need to make it 2 since I just acquired so much stuff. But it's my birthday month, anniversary month, like all of that. I should be able to get all of this yarn stuff. So some of it was a gift, some of it kind of treated myself since I was on vacation. But as you see, I do buy things and knit right away and wear it. That's the thing with me too. I wear my knits so often and look for almost any excuse to be able to wear my knits. So those are the updates on what I've been knitting, what I've been making, what I've been wearing and acquiring. So I hope that that is something that you would like to continue to hear. So probably by the next time that I update you on, I am going to be participating in Vlogmas, and I'll share with you a couple of the advent calendars that I purchased. My very first one might be a little bit different. I do have to travel for work, but this is life. You know, sometimes you've got life situations and you'll have to just update and take everybody along with me. So, so let me know what you think, if there's something that you would like an update on or you would like to hear me talk about. But I had so much fun giving you updates on all things knitting, making, wearing, and hope you join me again next time. So feel free to like and subscribe or comment about and tell me about what you're making. So thank you.